move that guitar, honey, if you want. You can move that guitar with me. You qualify, Mark. It's okay. You got to be inside the lights as we share the light of Shabbat. You get it. Get it. We are live. Oh, thank you. I'm stepping away for a moment then. Hine matov umahanaim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umahanaim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is, singing with my sisters and brothers. Good it is, how sweet it is at peace. Give me some. I only see two. Give me more. Peace with one another. Hine matov umahanaim shevet achim gam yachad. Contrary to popular belief, I really do not like to sing alone, so let me hear you. Hine matov umahanaim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is, praying with my sisters and brothers. Good it is, how sweet it is at peace. You know it now. Good. With one another. Hine matov umahanaim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is, having an oneg with my sisters and brothers. Make you hungry now, right? How good it is, how sweet it is at peace with one another. Hine matov umahanaim shevet achim gam yachad. Welcome to our sanctuary. Welcome on this early Shabbat Eve. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. You see this new prayer I just added in? Does everybody see that? It says, bring in the light. One of my favorite Jewish song leaders is out there today. She's still kind of a youngster. I think she's maybe 40, right? She's still a youngster compared to most of us. This is one of my favorites on one of her older CDs. It's a good time to think about breathing. If you've been running around, doing anything, getting ready for the afternoon, for the weekend, this is your opportunity to go. Bring in the light, bring in the light, bring in the light of Shabbat. We light the lights of Shabbat. Bring in the light, bring in the light, bring in the light of Shabbat. Lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. May you have a peaceful day. Shabbat Shalom. May you have a restful day. Bring in the light, bring in the light, bring in the light of Shabbat. We light the lights of Shabbat. Bring in the light, bring in the light, bring in the light of Shabbat. Lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. As we watch the candles shine. Shabbat Shalom. Cover the challah, pour the wine. bring in the light, bring in the light of Shabbat. We light the lights of Shabbat. One more, bring in the light, bring in the light, bring in the light, bring in the light of Shabbat. We light the lights of Shabbat. And speaking of lights, can I have a couple volunteers who won't feel put on the spot and are comfortable to come up and help us light our Shabbat candles? I'll lead it for you. Come on, you guys. Don't everybody rush. Don't run me over. Don't run me over. Anybody want to come up with Renee? No? Leslie, would you like to stand with her while she lights the candles in honor of who we're honoring tonight? Yeah. Oh, other Leslie got you. Okay, that's good. Get up there. No, get up there. We can have both Leslies. Leslie in stereo. She's afraid to walk around all the lights. I kind of have her penned in there, don't I? Yeah, but he's got all that techie stuff to do. Is it going to work for you? Did you bring a hologram? Oh, we said we're going to do it outside. That's right. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lechad likner shel Shabbat. Very nice. Shalom Aleichem. You might be familiar with many different versions of Shalom Aleichem. In a moment, I'm going to introduce you to one that we don't do very often. Can I still pull back and be okay for those? Yeah. Okay. Because I know I moved way up there, didn't I? This month, we celebrate many important days. Yesterday, of course, was 4th of July. July 7th is World Chocolate Day. July 3rd was National Chocolate Wafer Day. Did you know that? Bless you. This month has a whole list of stuff. It's a month of, but this one I really love. It's National Cell Phone Courtesy Month. Really, just 1 month? Yeah, okay. Did I mention this month is filled with a whole bunch of celebrity Jewish birthdays? Harrison Ford, July 13th. Marty Feldman, July 8th. Larry David, July 2nd. John Lovitz, July 21st. Estelle Getty, my favorite Golden Girl, July 25th. Maya Rudolph, you ever watch SNL? July 27th. Lisa Kudrow, one of my favorite friends, July 30th. And even though he came in right at the end of June, I'm going to include Mel Brooks because he was June 28th. You see what I did there? You see how I picked a whole passel of people in the month of July? If you know someone who was born on July 3rd, I got this right from one of the astrological little calendars, you know that their zodiac sign is Cancer. They are known for their emotional depth, nurturing spirit, strong connection to home and family, and though they may appear somewhat conventional, Cancers born on this date often possess a surprising mystical side. Sounds like somebody we knew and still know. Lorraine Fortner's birthday was Thursday, July 3rd. So I'm going to include her with all of those great Jewish comedians. Shalom Aleichem. Every time I did this one versus the other one, she would ask for this particular Shalom Aleichem. Now, as we read what it says, what we're saying as we're welcoming the angels, I love the prayers behind this. We welcome the ministering angels, messengers of the Most High, the ruler of the rulers, the Holy One, bless the God. They come in peace, messengers of peace, messengers of the Most High. We bless them in peace, messengers of the Most High. So they come and they go, and then we release them again in peace. This is a little bit different version. I hope that you will sing it with me. The words on this sheet might flow just a little bit different, but you'll figure it out. You know where to repeat. There is some more by the front door, or maybe we ran out. I was anticipating 20 people, so this is a good thing. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Bacham L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Just because I have choir members sitting in the front row doesn't mean that you don't have to sing. Sing louder than them, okay? Bachuni l'shalom malachei ha-shalom, malachei elyon, mi melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzechem, Tzechem l'shalom malachei ha-shalom, malachei elyon, mi melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I'm going to step back. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Very nice. I know that one's a little bit longer, but it's such a good centering, coming into the Shabbat vibe. Let's rise, for those who are able to, for our call to worship. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Eternal God, whose temple is in the whole world and whose dwelling place is the human heart, we know that you are everywhere and that your presence never leaves us. With me? Yet we are thankful for appointed times and chosen places where in fellowship with one another our spirits turn to you. At this service, at this hour, and this place, help us to feel your nearness. With me? The week of toil is ended, the day of rest has come, and we pause to reflect on the meaning of our lives. Source of all creation, you have given us the blessing of work so that by our efforts we may fashion things and use the moments of helpfulness. You have also given us Shabbat for self-renewal and sanctification. May the work of our hands and minds be acceptable to you. May this Shabbat enrich our lives, drawing us closer to you in truth and in love. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. And you may be seated. Would you like to help me chant the Via Hafta? Would you come join me? You help me lead it, and they'll chant it with us. You know what I meant, right? Miss Perry and I miss each other because during the regular season, every Sunday morning we're together in here, teaching the kids and teaching prayers and learning more about our Jewish life. Please join us in the Via Hafta. Via Hafta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lefacha ub'chol nafshecha ub'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadbarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al libavecha v'shinatam livanecha v'debata babam v'shivtecha b'betecha u'leftecha b'derech u'shofecha u'b'kumecha u'shatam lehot al yedecha v'hayu l'totafot b'einecha u'tavtam al mezuzot betecha u'visharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, פיתיתם כמרשים לפניכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Would you like to read the English for me?
And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, and you shall teach them diligently to your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all my commandments, and be holy unto your God.
As we move on to our next prayer in our service, of course, I'm pulling out all of the favorite melodies of our friend Lorraine by her choice. Of course, she liked the morning version prayer of the Micha Mocha the best, but of course, we're not going to do that. We're going to do the Friday evening. But this week, did I mention? There are a lot of things to celebrate this month. This week, it was last weekend, Bob Marley's grandson was bar mitzvahed. Yes. How wonderful is that? Now, there are some rumors out there. I'm not sure if they've all been validated. Was Bob Marley himself Jewish? There's some Jewish ancestry and questions about, the tie-in with the Rastafarian religion. It's just really beautiful. But Bob Marley's son married a Jewish woman. So his grandson is definitely Jewish. And Mazel Tov, right? Ziggy, yes, married. She's a beautiful woman. Anyone, she's involved in record producing. Anyone know her? Okay, yeah, so look that up. You can YouTube that later, okay? Okay. Anyway, so in that honor, I thought how appropriate to do Lorraine's favorite version of our Micha Mocha, and I attached it for you, if you look at the page right after that, and I thought we would, just for fun, let's do the Bob Marley verses and then go into the Micha Mocha. Will you sing it with me? Old pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing this song of freedom? It's all we ever had. Redemption songs. We mix it up sometimes and say Micha Mocha, but we'll do that in a moment, okay? Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Numb on ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall we kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing this song of freedom? It's all we ever had. Redemption songs. Redemption songs. Here we go. Micha Mocha, Ba'elim Adonai. Micha Mocha, Edaba Kodesh. Nora Tehilot, Al Sefer Eleh. Nora Tehilot, O Sefer Eleh. Won't you help to sing this song of freedom? It's all we ever had. Micha Mocha, Micha Mocha. Malachutecha rahu v'necha, b'hokeho yam lifnei Moshe. Sehelianu ve'amru, Sehelianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch la'olam va'ed. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Won't you help to sing this song of freedom? It's all we ever had. Micha Mocha, Micha Mocha, Micha Mocha. See, that's my personal agenda. I come here in the summer services to hear you sing with me. That's it. That's it. Could I have, who is able to, rise with us as we turn to, see, we should be at the Amidah, next page after the Mecha Mocha. Ira, do you want to help me lead? Sure. Come on up? Okay. I'll do the intro, and then you come on up and you help us all lead. How's that? I've missed you. Adonai sifatatita uvia gita hilatecha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu, V'Lotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Chomer Chasadim Tovim, V'chonei Hachol, V'socher Hasdei Havot V'hamot, U'megigula Libnei Leman Shemo Ve'ahava, Melech Ozer Omashima Omagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaChorah Mashiach, Mechayeh Chayim B'chesed, Mechayeh HaChol B'rachamim Rabim, Sohomer Noflim V'rofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umachayeh Emunoto, Lishenei Ahava, Michamocha Bahagivurot, Umidom Elat, Melech Memid, Umachayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah ledayotacho, Baruch atah Adonai, Michayeh hacho. Atah kadosh v'shemcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'kol yom yehu hasela, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Thank you, and you may be seated. We believe in tomorrow. With me, we have power to make tomorrow different from today. We believe that poverty need not be permanent and that people need not learn war forever. We believe there can still be a time of peace and a time of justice, a time of fellowship and a time of tranquility for all who live on earth. We believe that we can share in bringing that day closer by the way in which we live in the week to come. Even though the world may smile and laugh at our dreams, it does not matter. We still believe. And you know, I have a couple other versions of Shalom Rav that I like to do as we talk about peace in the world, but I promised Arlene whenever she's here, she gets her favorite version. I already did it. Cat's already out of the bag. And apparently it's somebody else's favorite version too, so we're going to stick with that. See, you just got a nod. Shalom Rav HaYisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav HaYisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Hi ata hu melech adon lecho hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon Shalom, Shalom Rav, HaYisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, HaYisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarek et amcha Yisrael bechol heducha shah bishlomecha. Shalom Rav, HaYisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, HaYisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Is this time in our service where we name those or hold them in our hearts who are in need of healing, and we send out healing to the world, we send out healing to Israel. We could sit here for hours and hours and mention all the places in the world that need healing. But within our congregation, are there names you would like to mention for healing? If we have people who are listening online, I apologize, I don't have access to you, but we are holding your names also, whoever is mentioning names for prayer at this time. This version of, I know a lot of people have a liking to the Debbie Friedman, but this version, I got scolded by Lorraine a couple times because she said, you know, I love that version, why don't you do the other verse? Why do you only do that short verse? Why don't you do the other verse? So in her honor, we're gonna do both verses of the Lisa Levine version. The words are just a little bit different than what you have in your service booklet, but I think you'll be familiar with it. Mi sheberach avoteinu Avraham, Yitzchak veYaakov. Mi sheberach imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Leah, Verachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer. Hear our prayer and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Bless us with a vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. You're welcome. Mi sheberach avoteinu Avraham, Yitzchak veYaakov. Mi sheberach imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Leah, Verachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, our prayer. Hear our prayer and bless us as well. Very nice. Silent meditation is a time in the service. Personally, I think the entire service is a time of meditation for us. But this particular time, as we're leaving all of our outside worries and cares and work and family dramas, we're leaving all of that outside and we're coming here into this centering. Because if we are centered and at peace, we are more receptive to our spiritual paths. Correct? Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Vego Hali. Take this one in just music. Yehiyule ratzo, imrefi, vegyo levi, lefanecha, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, vegyo hali. Very nice. Well, we could spend the Shabbat moment talking about the week's Torah portions. I bet you've read your Torah portions, Dave, haven't you? You are a good student. You make me want to study more. We could talk about Korach, Numbers 16:1 to 18:32. We could talk about the spies, the rebellion led against Moses by the tribe of Reuben and 250 leaders of the community. Or we could talk about our friend, Lorraine, who I feel really embodied the Jewish life. Those who knew her knew that she had an amazing sense of humor, and I think her laughter is the thing that I'll miss the most. I have recordings of it. Every once in a while I'll pull it up and listen to it, yeah. She was one of the first people I met when I came to Temple Beth Or. Is it 17 years ago? Somebody do the math. I think it was the annual summer picnic. Instantly, her sense of humor, her non-judgmental way of looking at people, I just said, yeah, we're gonna be buds. She sat with me while I learned my proper pronunciation and traditional melodies for the prayers and explained the meaning since I was still kind of new at my Hebrew. And that's where our friendship really began. She was present at birthday celebrations, at high school celebrations, at college celebrations. She became an extended part of our family. She really did. So after being raised by a Catholic mother and a Jewish father, my religious path had not really been committed until I met the Temple Beth Or community and, of course, Rabbi Chesson. When I first spoke to Lorraine about wanting to do an official conversion, official acceptance of my Jewish faith, the mikveh, the whole thing, she said, now you realize you're joining a group of people who are not always well-liked. And I replied, well, something like, there are so many wonderful Jewish communities that support each other, and on my own spiritual path, I believe there's still more kindness and good in the world than there is any evil or negativity. And Lorraine smiled and laughed as if amused by my naivety. That conversation was almost 10 years ago, and I look at what's happened in the world since then, and especially since Lorraine left this earthly plane, and I wonder what she would say now. What words of inspiration or wisdom would she share? Would she shrug her shoulders and say, meh, or would she find something ironic, maybe something humorous to focus on, like, the mothership is gonna come down, they're watching us, and they're gonna beam up all the jerks. Who knows, something funny. Oh, that leads me, did I mention this week is the 77th anniversary of the Roswell incident? You all knew that, right? Because you're connected. All the UFO and UAP and alien believers and ancient alien theorists will be celebrating the UFO festival starting today through the weekend in New Mexico. Just thought you might want to know that. Speaking of humor, this little book right here, do you recognize this book? You recognize this, Renee? The Saturdays that we did the services, just her and I, and then the Saturdays that you joined us, she would always find some little tidbit, some little morsel to pull out of this book. And I want to thank Leslie for at least loaning it to me. We'll see if it ends up in my permanent book collection. Don't tell my husband, he thinks I have too many. Here's one little quote. Qualifications of an expert. Do tell me, Rabbi, once asked the president of a congregation, why is it that a godly man like you is always talking about business matters? Now take me. I'm a businessman, but once I leave my office, I do nothing but talk about spiritual matters. This follows a very sound principle, answered the rabbi. What principle is that? He asked. The principle that people usually like to discuss things they know nothing about. And one more, just to give the love of this book. A Jewish innkeeper in the estate of a Polish lord came to his wonder-working rabbi. Rabbi, I'm in great trouble, he complained. I've come to you with two requests. One is that you should make my landowner learn to appreciate me and be good to me, for he treats me miserably. My other request that you should make my wife, who is barren, bear children. The rabbi nodded and said, here, my son, are two amulets. This one you will wear to help you with the landowner. The other is for your childless wife. The innkeeper thanked the rabbi, put the amulets into his pocket, and rode home. Unfortunately, he got the amulets mixed up. So he put around his wife's neck the amulet intended to make the landowner appreciate and be good to him. The amulet to be blessed with children, he put around his own neck. So what happened? When the Polish lord looked upon his Jewish tenant's wife, he began to appreciate her and was good to her. Naturally, he softened in his attitude towards the husband, too. Children soon followed, and the innkeeper cried out, truly, my Rebbe is a wonder-working Rebbe. Both of his amulets worked perfectly. Did I mention that this month is the 69th anniversary of Disneyland Park? On July 17th, children of all ages will celebrate at the happiest place on earth. The first time I heard Lorraine's ringtone on her sister Leslie's phone, When I Wish Upon a Star, she told me that Lorraine always felt that she shared a birthday with Disneyland and considered that they were both born the same year and month, right? My friend Lorraine, one of the most inspiring teachers, our friend Lorraine, let me not be selfish, is no longer sharing our physical existence with us, but each day she walked the talk by instilling three things: the study of Torah, prayer and worship, and acts of loving kindness. And every day we follow those basic principles of our Jewish life. We honor her and all of those who have taught us along the way. Could I have assistance in leading our Elenu? Who would like to join me for the Elenu up here? I keep putting the choir on the spot. Isn't that nice? They're going to say, we don't have to show up for the choir service, right? No, yes, you do. Why don't you both, because, well, Scott, you're here too. Scott, come on up. Come on up, Scott, and Renee, and Ira. Any other, did I leave any choir members out? Okay, when I have low blood sugar, I forget names, you know. Okay, there you go. Which is a nice plug for the third Friday in July, happens to be the choir-led service. We will hope to do something similar to this in kind of a circle format to encourage our friends to sing with us. Yeah, we'll work that out. Thank you for your understanding. You ready? Do we want to rise for the Elenu?
Yes, we do.
Aleinu lishabeach ladon hako, latekedu lav Yosereshi, Shalom asanu kevei haratso, velo samanu kimeshepot hadama, Shalom sam kalkenu vahem, velo raleinu kepo hamonam, V'nachnu korim, u'mishtakavim, u'modim, lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai, lemelech hakol haaretz, bayom hahu, bayom hahu, yiyeh Adonai echad, u'shemo, u'shemo, u'shemo echad. You may sit for just a moment. Is there anyone who would like to, oh, thank you. See, even in the summer service, we can still follow, right? Is there anyone who is remembering a date of someone who has passed who would like to join us in leading the mourner's cottage? I've noticed in some congregations, maybe more conservative, only those who are honoring a particular date will stand, but I like in our congregation that we rise and we support each other together. And I think we have, apologize for using technology on Shabbat, but I think we have a small yard site list. I guess it's you and me, Leanne, huh? All right, we scared them all away. Before I read this, or do you want me to read the list first, see if we got them all right? Let's read the list first, okay. We remember Juliet Simon, Helene Albert, Richard Groover, Hyman Lerner, Morris Ostro. Are there other names you would like to mention on this week's bedside? All right. When I die, give what's left of me to children and old men that wait to die. If you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved, and if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when that's all that is left of me is love, give me away. Those who can, would you rise for our Kaddish prayer?
Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, b'yamad v'rak v'yoteh v'yamlik malchuteh, b'chayechon v'yomechon, u'chayei d'kol beit Yisrael, ha'agla l'zman kori v'yamru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah v'barak le'olam hu amei amaya, yitbarak v'yishma'ar v'yitba'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei kedusha rechu. Le'elam minkol birchata v'shirata, tushbikata v'nechemata, damiran v'yama v'yamru, amen. Yehei shlamar v'rabam b'nu shemayim, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'yamru, amen. Oseh shalom b'romav, uyaseh shalom, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'yamru, amen.
May the one who makes peace in the heavens bring peace to Israel and to all the world, and we say, amen. You may be seated. Do we have, before we do, because we're going to do Kiddush and Hamotzi out there, do we have any announcements that our brand spanking new president would like to make today?
Shabbat Shalom. We're very busy this summer, so there's a lot of things going on. I'm not going to tell you all of it because you won't remember everything, but we do have services every Friday night. You mentioned the third is the choir. Are you doing one, Renee?
Yes.
The second one?
I'm actually doing,
You did one with the choir?
I'm doing one with the choir, and I'm also doing one on the 23rd.
Okay. So you'll see that in the planet and in the light, so you'll get, the light is for July and August, so you should get that pretty soon. On July 13th, we're going to the Levitt Pavilion to hear some music. That's from 7 to 8:30. That should be a lot of fun. On July 18th, we're going to be here at Temple with a lot of food, drinks, and we'll be hearing about the life and art of Salvador Dali. So that's a very interactive, fun event. The person that's going to be teaching works in Northern Ohio, and she does all kinds of art, but she'll be sharing that with us. She'll be on Zoom, but we'll all be together enjoying each other's company and a lot of fun. We've done it once before, and it's been very successful. Those are the big things that are coming up that I can think of. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mark Grimm. Yes. Dun, 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 dun. I was trying to think the presidential theme in my head. All right, so we're going to do a Don Olam in here, if you flip to the last page, but we're not gonna do, you see, how many verses of that would you like to do? Well, I tease you with killer brownies, yeah. I'm going to tease you with something a little bit different to heartfelt wrap up what we're doing here, what our subject is. I'm trying to think how to word that. You'll figure it out. Let the music speak for itself. Adon Olam Hashem alak b'terem ho yitzir nivra li'et nesav v'chefsocho azai melech shemo nikra. Just the first verse. Ve'acharei kiklotacho Livado yemloch nora, vehu haya vehu hove vehu yeh b'tifara. Adon Olam, Adon Olam Hashem alak b'terem ho yitzir nivra. Liat nasa v'chefsocho azai melech shemo nikra. Shabbat shalom. Let's head out there and do some wine and bread prayers and enjoy our Shabbat yummies. I'm going to move this so people don't have to stumble around it. Okay. There we go. Pathway is now open on the front, so you don't have to walk all the way to the back.